Friends, today we are talking about a car that does not just turn heads, it stops time. A machine that does not just move you from point A to point B, but makes you feel every single inch of that journey. Today, we are talking about the 1964 Pontiac GTO. And if you are a true car lover, just hearing that name gives you a feeling that is very hard to put into words. Let us go back a little. The 1960s in America were something else entirely. Rock and roll was at its peak, young people were chasing freedom, and the automobile industry was on fire with new ideas and bold ambitions. The engineers and designers in Detroit were not just building cars, they were building dreams. They were building culture, and in the middle of all that energy and excitement, a group of passionate people at Pontiac asked a simple but powerful question: why not build a car that speaks directly to the heart? Not a car that follows rules, but a car that follows passion. And from that question came the answer, the 1964 Pontiac GTO. Now here is something that a lot of people do not know, and it makes this story even more interesting. When the GTO first arrived, it was not an entirely new car. It was actually the Pontiac Lemons, a perfectly decent, regular family car, but with a special performance package bolted on. And the price of that package? Just $295. You heard that right. $295. A package that could transform an ordinary car into an absolute road warrior. In the beginning, even some people inside Pontiac were not convinced this would work. There was resistance, there were doubts, but when it hit the market and people got their hands on it, everything changed overnight. In the very first year, the GTO sold in numbers that shocked even Pontiac itself. That little $295 option did not just sell well. It created an entirely new category of automobile that we now call the muscle car era. Think about that for a moment. A budget performance package changed the direction of automotive history forever. Now let us talk about the real heart of this machine, the engine. The 1964 GTO came equipped with a 389 cubic inch V8 engine. On its own, that was already something serious. But if you chose the tri-power setup, 3 double-barrel carburetors working together, this thing pushed out 348 horsepower. In 1964, on an open American highway, 348 horsepower meant you were the king of the road. Nobody came close. But beyond the raw numbers, what truly made this engine special was its purity. Its honesty. Today's cars are packed with computers, sensors, traction control systems, and all kinds of electronic management that decide for you how much power you actually get to use. The GTO had none of that. It was just you, a steering wheel, an accelerator pedal, and a living, breathing engine that responded to your every command. No filters, no interference, no middleman, just pure, raw, mechanical power directly in your hands. The vibration you felt through the steering wheel, the sound that rolled out of the exhaust, the smell that came from the engine bay, all of it combined into an experience that no modern car can replicate, no matter how fast or how advanced it is. And then there was the way it looked, because the GTO was not just fast, it was beautiful. A kind of beauty that was aggressive, that was confident, that made a statement before it even moved an inch. The stacked headlights, 2 headlights positioned one above the other, gave this car a face that was instantly recognizable, especially at night when it came up behind you in your rearview mirror. And that body, what people called the Coke bottle styling, wide at the front, slightly narrower in the middle, and then wide again at the rear. It was a silhouette that, once you saw it, you never forgot. No unnecessary decoration, no overcomplicated design, just clean, muscular, confident lines that looked as powerful as the machine underneath them. Even today, when a restored 1964 GTO rolls into a car show or cruises down a street, people stop. Eyes follow it, conversations start, because some things exist beyond the reach of time. They are simply classic, and the GTO is one of them. And then came the moment that turned this car into a cultural icon. In 1964, a song called Little GTO by Ronnie and the Daytonas became a massive hit across America. It put the GTO into living rooms, into radios, into the hearts of young people who had never even sat inside one. Suddenly this car was not just a product, it was a symbol. A symbol of freedom, of youth, of speed, of rebellion against the ordinary. Every young man who wanted to feel alive on an open road wanted to be behind the wheel of a GTO. And that is exactly what separates a good car from a legend, when it stops being just metal and rubber and becomes something that means something to people. But I am not here to give you only one side of the story. Because if you are seriously thinking about the GTO today, whether to restore it, collect it, or actually drive it, there are some honest things you need to hear. First, fuel economy. This engine does not sip fuel, it drinks it, and it drinks it enthusiastically. In an era when gasoline was incredibly cheap, nobody thought twice about it. But today, if you plan on driving this car regularly, your wallet is going to feel every single trip. This is a weekend cruiser, a show car, a passion project, not a daily commuter. Second, safety. This car was built in 1964 by 1964 standards. That means no airbags, no ABS, no crumple zones, no modern seatbelt systems, none of the passive safety technology we completely take for granted today. Driving this car demands your full attention, your full respect. You do not get the assistance that modern cars quietly provide. But here is the thing, that is also where a unique kind of satisfaction lies. When you handle this car well, when you drive it smoothly and confidently, that is entirely your skill. Your hands, your judgment, your mastery. There is no computer sharing the credit. And finally, maintenance. This is not a car you take to any ordinary garage. Finding original parts can take time and patience, and you need a mechanic who genuinely understands classic vehicles. But the good news is that the GTO restoration community is incredibly active and passionate. Resources, parts suppliers, and knowledgeable enthusiasts are not hard to find if you look in the right places. With the right commitment, this car will reward you endlessly. So why the 1964 Pontiac GTO? Because it is not just an old car. It is a piece of living history. It is the car that proved performance and style could coexist, and could do so at a price that real people could reach. It is the car that defined an entire era, inspired songs and films and posters, and still commands serious money at auctions today, not just because it is rare, but because it is meaningful. Because it represents something. If you want to step into the world of classic muscle cars, there is no better place to start than the 1964 GTO. It does not just give you a car, it gives you a story, a legacy, a direct connection to an era when machines had soul. And that soul, you still feel at the moment you drop into the driver's seat, turn that key, and hear that iconic V8 come to life with a growl that seems to say, "Let's go." This is the 1964 Pontiac GTO. Not just a car, a legend.